In this video, I'm going to be building a bunch of cool and satisfying LEGO builds, so let's get started. At first it just looks like a normal cube, but it's actually an infinity cube. I'm not really sure how it works, but it uses these hinge pieces. And I could honestly play with this for hours at a time without getting bored. Okay, and for this next build, I want to make a giant chain reaction using a bunch of these spring-loaded shooter pieces. And it took a long time to finish, but I think it's going to be really cool, and after a bunch of failed attempts, it finally worked. It was kind of annoying to make, but it was definitely worth it in the end. And now I'm going to stack a bunch of these spring-loaded shooters on top of each other and shoot them all off at once. Okay, yeah, that was definitely satisfying. Okay, now for this satisfying thing, you can take an average LEGO base plate and bend it back and forth and it makes a really weird sound. It kind of reminds me of bubbles. Okay, next you take a bunch of these LEGO gear pieces. You can make a gearbox contraption, and when you spin one of them, they all spin. But to make it even more satisfying, I'm going to hook it up to this motor. That motor definitely makes it look way cooler and go way faster. Okay, for this next build, I'm going to take this net piece that you'd use for fishing, add a 2x2 plate on the bottom with 3 red studs on top, and add a tile. And if you do this across the entire net, you get this really weird looking wall. You can actually bend it without breaking it. And you can use this for all kinds of different LEGO builds. And this next build might look like a random towel, but it actually has a really cool hidden feature. If you pull up on the top of it, it actually separates. And it makes this really satisfying sound. And it's made using a bunch of these Technic bricks and pins. And this one is another fidget toy. It looks like a normal box, but if you actually push down the tile, the other one pops up. So you could just keep pushing them up and down forever if you wanted to, but you might get bored eventually. And the mechanism itself is really simple, only using a few of these slope pieces. Okay, and this next one looks like just a mess of random pieces, but if you actually stand it up, part of it looks like it's floating. This actually looks so cool. It looks like it's defying gravity. And I don't really know the science behind how this works, but I know it looks really cool. Okay, and for this next build, if you take a bunch of these brick separator pieces and stack them on top of each other, you get this really weird looking, I don't even know what to call it, but it looks really satisfying. I could actually just play around with this for a long time without getting bored. And remember to be careful because this is pretty fragile. Okay, and another really satisfying thing you can do is just put your hand in a box full of studs. It feels kind of weird, but it definitely is satisfying. Okay, now I'm going to rip off this Y-Wing's wing and put on this motor and spin it because I think that'll look really satisfying. And I'm going to try the same thing with this Geometry Dash character. That definitely looks more satisfying than the Y-Wing. Okay, and for this next build, you only need these two pieces. And you can make whatever this thing is called. And this is another one of those things that I think is really satisfying. You can just kind of mess around with for a while and not get bored. Just make sure you go and tip it upside down. Otherwise you have a big mess to clean. Okay, and for this final build, I took these two wheels and this Technic beam and made this thing that kind of reminds me of train wheels. But it's not very fast, so I'm going to add a motor to it. But that big motor is just a little too powerful and it doesn't work as well, so I'm going to try adding a smaller motor to it. Okay, yeah, that works way better, and it looks really satisfying. If this video gets 1,000 likes, I'll do a part 2 where I make even more satisfying stuff. So thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe and comment down below what your favorite build was.